going to talk about today, YouTube? Well, you saw the top, you saw the title. We're going to talk about we're going to do the full review, the full overall view of the Civivi Riffle. And I'm not going to lie to you guys, this is a champ of a knife. I really, really enjoyed it. So before we get into it too far, you guys know what to do. If you're watching on headphones, turn down the volume because here comes a little bit of music. Mike here. Just wanted to throw it out there so that future Mike always forgets. If you haven't checked out the merch store, there's a lot of stuff in there. I got sweatshirts, I got t-shirts, I got coffee cups. There's a link in the description. If you want to support the channel, all the sales go to the merch store and providing the stuff, but then it also, I get a portion of the take of it. So like I said, merch store, sweatshirts, t-shirts, coffee cups, they're all really nice. Now, back to future Mike so he can tell you about a knife. So folks, I figured it was only fitting that we would run Jared's videos in the background as a backdrop since I'm reviewing one of his knives that he sent me and I'm wearing a Chicago shirt. So, love you, Jared. Thanks for all the content. So what are we talking about? This is the Civivi Riffle. Jared sent this to me. I'd never gotten to see one, and I'm going to tell you, this has rapidly became one of my favorite little knives that has come in a long, long time. Only one thing that I have a problem with on this knife. Seriously, one thing. And most of you guys that have been watching my channel for more than, I don't know, a week or so can figure it out. Superb knife done by Civivi. And at the price point, I'm debating, as much as I'm not in the market for another knife, I may own one of these. So it is that good of a knife. So without any further ado, we're going to turn this around. We're going to take a good close look at the Civivi Riffle. We'll get some weight, we'll get some size, we'll get some specs. I'm going to tell you guys right now, you should buy this knife. This is an unabashed, I don't care if you need a good all-purpose work knife, this is a knife for you. So let's get down there. I'll get the scale out. We'll get some size, some specs. Got everything written down. Go follow Jared. Great, great, great guy. And yeah, let's do this.
So this is, let me straighten that out just a little bit. Just wasn't quite the way I wanted. This is the Civivi Riffle in all of my Carta handles. Now, this knife came to me from Jared over at Neves Knives, as I said, and I'd never gotten to see one. I knew there was a lot of buzz about this knife, and I understand why. So let's go ahead. Let's get the specs out of the way. So you're looking at a 3.46-inch blade length. Closed length is going to be 4.52 for an overall length of 7.98, and it's not a small knife, but it definitely carries like a small knife. It's really comfortable in my hand. With that larger handle. So let's go ahead and look at blade thickness. You're looking at 0.118. Let's go ahead and we'll get the scale and we'll get the calipers out. We'll take a quick look at that. I was filming this again because my camera decided to pull the crap it did. I had 6 minutes of content that just kind of disappeared. So what I was saying previously is the blade stock thickness that they are listing is 0.118. So let's go ahead and do that, and then we'll get some weight. The weight that they have listed is also 3.38 ounces, but we'll do the blade stock thickness first. So blade stock thickness, let's see here, you're looking at 0.1185, so spot on with that. As far as weight, they have it listed at 0.338 ounces. Let's go ahead and pull that up. We'll go to grams, but they have it listed as 95.7 grams. Came up at 98 last time. It's going to come up 96 this time. Well, I'm sorry, they have it at 95.7 grams, which came up at 96 last time, just like it did this time. As far as in ounces, for those of us that use Freedom units, you're looking at 3 3 3/8. So they've got 3.3 3/8 ounces. So this is 3 3/8 on here. Let's get this out of the way. One of the things that you're going to notice down in here, the reason it is that late is you'll see it in the What's Inside series, is the lot of internal milling here. So let's go ahead and pause for a second. And let me get my thoughts together and make sure that I'm not repeating things that I said. About that, guys, like I said, I was refilming this. I just wanted to make sure that I don't mention this further on. So I went back and reviewed the other segments that I already done. I was talking about behind the edge thickness on this, and I measured this once already. I can't remember what it was. It was very, very thin behind the edge. 0.016. And actually, if we get a little further back, 0.1, yeah. 0.014, 0.01, there we go, 0.012, that is right behind the edge right there, 0.015, 0.011, I'm sorry, 0.0105, there we go, super thin, and the nice thing about it is it comes up from that super fine, flat grind into a really thin edge, and it transitions really well. And everything about this just super. I love this big milled out aperture on it. Not only does it give you some really good action and a place to put your finger, it does a lot of lightening of the knife itself, but it also adds to the aesthetics, because if you look, the grind follows that so cleanly up along that aperture, and it really, really looks nice. And just the overall clean lines of this, it's not trying to be anything it really isn't, but in its being this plain and simple, it has an elegance to it. The flipper tab is just about perfect. The only thing I didn't like, as you guys know, and I've mentioned this before, the only thing about this knife that I did not like so far was the pocket clip. The pocket clip does stand up a little bit proud, and it does poke into my hand, but overall, super, super comfortable knife. The other thing I really like about this, and I mentioned it before, and in the video that I'm currently reshooting, this lanyard hole. It's not actually a lanyard hole. It's a pin, and then this micarta backspacer comes clear through. You can run a lanyard through there, fairly large size lanyard through that hole, and you don't have to worry about it catching. But it also isn't, it doesn't detract from the look of the knife. It's not changing the scales or anything like that. So you're really looking at a really, really, really good work knife. Flipper tab, everything, action, all the bells and whistles. 14C28N is an incredible steel for just about anything you would ever want to do. I can't really think. I think I mentioned it in the closing that I shot before I did this. This is one of the first knives that has come in a long time that I really thought about that I would like to have. Jimping on this, I can't remember if later I mentioned the jimping, but jimping on this is not bad. It's kind of soft, but if you put pressure on it, it's just about right. And if you're wearing gloves, if you were to be wearing gloves, I think that would just be perfect. I just look at it. I mean, it's great. I understand why there's so much buzz about this knife. It really is just a pretty good overall package. The micarta gives you really good grip. It's not done to a point where it's slippery at all. It's got enough of its natural texture. This all of micarta has enough of its natural texture left that it's not slippery. I have a couple knives that were done in micarta, the cold steel ones, the super high-end ones, and they were polished. The micarta was polished, and they do feel a little slippery until they get wet, and then they kind of open up a little bit, but this just has enough natural texture in it still that hasn't been polished away, that it's pretty grippy. The pocket clip is reversible, not that big of a deal. It doesn't have a cover. It's just simply got an extra hole. I like the ones that have covers. I think that it just makes it a little bit more aesthetically pleasing. But, at the price points you're looking at, I think I mentioned it, it's like $55. You're looking at $55 on Knife Center is where I found it, about the cheapest. I usually go to Knife Center and look for prices because, that's probably where I would purchase it. I like Blade HQ, but Knife Center, usually I like it because I can use my rewards points, and you get rewards points. And I've just had a better overall experience with Knife Center versus Blade HQ. Just even the look, like nice hardware, that Civivi pivot, just the simple C. Yeah, pretty good. Now, there is another knife. I'm going to show you right now. There's another knife that came in that I'm pretty happy with too. And this is the Brazen. So I'm going to mention it in the closing, but this is another knife by Civivi that I think, even though I like this so much, I just pulled this out today. It's only been in my pocket today. I kind of like this one. I'm thinking I like this one more. So the time will tell. You guys are going to see a first impressions video on this in the next day or two. I'm going to film it here in a little bit. Like I said, I don't think you could go wrong with this knife. The action on it, you know, it is a steel liner. I didn't mention that before. I'm sorry. This is a steel liner lock, so you don't have to worry about titanium galling on and getting a lock stick. It does run on caged bearings. I believe they're ceramic, but we'll find out for sure in the... Sorry about that, guys. What I was saying is we'll find out for sure in the What's Inside series. But it definitely is a ceramic detent ball. So typically when you have a ceramic detent ball, you're looking at ceramic bearings. So I'd say I'm 99% comfortable saying that those are running on caged ceramic bearings. So yeah, guys, let's go ahead. And the next thing you're going to see is me doing a paper cut test, because I wanted to show you that this thing does cut well. So I did do a paper cut test. But like I said, this is refilming this section because my phone decided to play funny games again and not record an entire 6-minute segment. All I got was audio. Grab a quick piece of paper that I'd already used for a couple other knives. I did sharpen some knives. I mean, that is just, look at that, push cut. Push cut. I mean, that is so, so sharp. And like I said, Jared did a great job on it, but a lot of it does still also have to do with the incredible edge geometry on this knife. I mean, it is so thin. What was it? Somebody said in one of my videos, legend says that behind the edge, it does not exist. I mean, that's about as close as you're going to get. This is one of the few knives I've ever had come in that actually I was doing something with it and I was working with it and it slipped through and I was actually scared of it. It actually almost got me. And I did use it quite a bit. I did like carrying this. Let's take a good look at that. If you can see how thin that is. Like looking at it on the micrometer is one thing, but having that edge marry into that incredibly thin behind the edge blade stock. And the fact is it's a large, broad blade that allowed that grind to transition down to a really thin overall behind the edge thickness. I don't expect you to have any problems with that. Lock up on this one. Jeez, that action is nice. Lock up on this one, nice and early. Does have ceramic bearings and a ceramic detent ball. So you're getting a lot of bang for your buck when you look at price. And we'll talk about price when we turn this around. So I can't gush over this enough. I love WE knives. I love Civivi. They've done such a good job. I have another Civivi knife that my friend Matt, my buddy Tino, dropped off, and I'm going to do a video about. I'm going to get it thrown in so I can give him his new knife back. But yeah, I mean, this bells and whistles on this, super, super good. I even don't dislike the flipper tap. Note, I didn't call it a pocket clip this time. Yeah, just I hate the fact that I'm doing a final impressions on this, or a final review on this, because the fact is that means I'm not going to carry it anymore. And as far as the grind coming down, nice, thin distal taper on that comes down to a really aggressive point. This is a knife that I would recommend all day and twice on Sunday for anybody that's looking for a quality work knife. So let's turn this around and do some final thoughts. So yeah, final thoughts, guys. The Civivi Riffle is one of two knives that I have here from Jared that make me wish I was still in the market for a new knife. Unfortunately, I'm not. I spent enough money just getting the Norseman. Finally, that was my grail. That's been the end all be all. I said I wasn't going to buy another knife for a very long time, and I haven't. So kindly, Jared has provided me with knives for content because lately I haven't had a lot of things come in. Like I said, such a good knife. I actually think that the other one that I have, the other Civivi that I have in, I think that I might like it a little bit more, but I'm not 100% sure yet because I'm just getting it out. I just put it in pocket this morning to do some first impressions later today. So you'll probably see that video here in a few days. Another little quick announcement, I will be trying to put up more content
from day to day. Hang on a second, guys. I had a plane coming over. The F-18s fly over every once in a while, and my neighbor does have his car running, but it shouldn't be that bad. I can remove that in post. I've actually gotten pretty good at removing some background noise in post. I don't know if you guys have noticed. Yeah, great knife. The only one that came in that I honestly think that I would take over this is this one that I just pulled out this morning and have only carried it a little bit, and that is the Brazen. I really like this one. It does have a couple of issues that I don't see in the Riffle, but you know, it's one of those things, certain things, trade-offs and things like that. So expect to see first impressions of this coming up in the next couple days as well. I was also stating that as far as new content, we're going to have, guys, exhaust is loud. We're going to have some more content coming out. I'm planning on trying to do at least 3 videos a week. So I'm thinking that I'm going to do maybe Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or Monday through Wednesday, and then Thursday, Friday would just be days that I don't have videos up. So we'll talk about that in a live feed. I'll kind of feel it out. But you guys let me know what you think. If I can do it, I'd like to have content up 5 days a week and still do live feeds. It just depends. So we would do the afternoon scripted videos like this, not necessarily scripted, but edited videos like this. And then I would still do live feeds because I love doing the live feeds. I know you guys like seeing the review stuff because we kind of get off track on the live feeds occasionally. So at any rate, guys, if you like the videos, give them a thumbs down. Or thumbs up, not a thumbs down. If you don't like them, give them a thumbs down, but please try to tell me why. Go subscribe to Jared. You saw him in here. There'll be a link below. A lot of times I link him in videos, but I thought it would be kind of cool with a knife that he sent me to have him playing in the background because I really, really do like Jared. He's a great guy. So go follow Neves Knives. And like I've said in all these videos, guys like me and Metal Complex and Birdshot and Jared, none of this stuff is free. So if you would like to support us, a lot of us have affiliate links in our videos. A lot of us have Patreon. I know Jared has Patreon. I have Patreon, but I don't use it anymore. I also have memberships. I'm not sure how to, but some guys have Subscribe-Star, but anything you want to do to support the channel would be great, but I'm not saying you can't watch if you're not subscribed. But just so you know, there is exclusive content for paying members. There's giveaways exclusively for paying members at certain tiers. And you get early access to all the videos the moment I put them out, unless I'm doing something special like the video that's coming out tomorrow, which is Saturday, which is a gift from one of you guys. So, guys, links to the merch stores below. There's a link to the Ember Shirt Co. store where you can get entered into their big giveaway and support another veteran-owned business. I don't want to make this any longer. I love you all. Take it easy. Keep it clean in the comment section, and I will see you in the next video. And I've gone and done it again. I set the remote down. I just need to strap this to myself so I don't lose it.